Happy New Year, everybody. It's January 1st right now. It's really early in the morning. I couldn't sleep, so I thought it would be a good time to put on the skid plate that I ended up picking up from JSport Performance. So it's the same skid plate that can go on the Honda Passport as well as the Pilot, and I'll show you what it looks like here in just a second. But what I'm going to do today is at least show you how I installed it. I'm sure there's easier ways out there to put it on. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so here's the skid plate itself. JSport sends out a little package of hardware that goes with it, as well as directions if you need them. It's pretty self-explanatory. So up front, you have 4 10mm bolts that you're going to take out. You're going to replace them with these, I believe, 5/32 hex with a spacer in between the skid plate and the chassis. In the back, you're going to take out the 14mm bolts and replace them with these guys here. Obviously, a washer is going to go on top so that it can then go in there like that. So you don't need many tools. I have a ratchet, 14 and a 10, and then the 5/32 hex to screw in the bolts here. But the skid plate's really thick. It looks good, you know, it's black. I'm sure I'll scratch it up at some point, but the thickness on it is really nice. So it's definitely sturdy, should hold up, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So here's the difference in the bolts. As you can see, the JSport one is slightly longer. So we're going to put the washer on here and get the two 14mm loosely put in there and see if it falls on me. Alright, so we have our 10mm hex bolt here, and again the spacers go in between the air dam and the skid plate. Alright, so we'll try to do the next one. You know, it's surprising how difficult it is to actually get these bolts in here. So I got one started, but you have to press incredibly hard against the skid plate to get the bolts to actually bite. So we'll give it a shot here and see what we can figure out. Okay, so I'm setting the washers already in between the air dam and the skid plate. Or the spacers, I mean, because it's too hard to get up in there once one of these is on. And like I said, you have to press extremely hard. Your spacers are lined up correctly so you can get the bolts in there. Just use a pine needle when in doubt. So others have mentioned this, but using a flashlight to figure out exactly where the hole is a pretty good idea. It's much easier once you get one in that can kind of press the skid plate against the plastic. So we're going to loosely put that in, and we will finish up the rest of them. All of the bolts in. And then we have the two 14mm in. Alright, so we're all adjusted now. Everything is basically as far back as it can go. So that.
And then inside here, we have access to the drain bolt if need be in a hurry. So yeah, we're just gonna tighten them up now. One last thing here. When you tighten up one of these, and other people have mentioned this too in some of the videos I've seen, even with the other designs, when one gets tight, it seems like the other ones get loose. What's happening is the metal is flexing, so you'll know when you're tight when you no longer have to tighten individual bolts directly to the skid plate. So at this point, these are all as flush as they're going to get, and we're going to finish up the back